Convergence is a pattern that happens in all kinds of different domains. Technology convergence is a familiar kind of term where it seems as if different technologies are flowing together as if to arrive at a single place. I think there's an interesting pattern happening between what traditionally we have called not-for-profit organizations, which, by the way, I find an absolutely frightful term. Imagine calling something by what it isn't rather than what it is. Anyway, the not-for-profit sector and the for-profit sector, which again, another frightful term, as if that was actually going to help us. But we have these two terms, not-for-profit and for-profit. Well, what are they? Well, we think of a not-for-profit as something that maximizes social impact, does something good in the world, and oh, by the way, the economics of it are sort of a bit inconvenient and often a bit embarrassing because it doesn't make any money. The commercial enterprise, or the for-profit enterprise, we call something that hopefully doesn't do too much social harm, but certainly maximizes and makes a whole boatload of money. The convergence phenomena is where businesses increasingly are looking for ways to have social impact and remain economically viable. And so they're moving to a space that says we have a social impact and we have economic viability so we can sustain ourselves there. Meanwhile, the imaginative not-for-profits are saying we already have social impact, but we have to be economically viable and we have to build economically savvy and economically sustainable engines inside our not-for-profit organization. Convergence for me is that both forms of organization are landing on a similar kind of square. And this square we might call the place of maximal social benefit and adequate economic benefit. And so in my mind, convergence in this case is the phenomena of businesses migrating to a place where they maximize social benefit with adequate economic performance, and the not-for-profit migrates towards the same square, maximizing social benefit with adequate economic performance. In both cases, they're migrating to create a very different kind of enterprise that historically neither of them been by themselves, and are now forming what I've called the Purposeful Enterprise as a name for something that describes an entity that seeks to maximize its social benefit at the same time sustaining itself through economic performance that is not maximal, but which is adequate to retain the capital deployed in order to create the social benefit.